Before we jump in, I'd also like to take a second to thank the Building Transformations team for organizing today's summit and inviting me to speak with you all about the Community Solutions Network program and how its work relates to the Canada's Smart Cities Challenge. So a quick overview of what I'll be covering today. First, I'd like to quickly introduce you to Evergreen. It's the organization that delivers the Community Solutions Network program. And then I'll share a high-level overview of the program and how it connects to the Smart Cities Challenge. I'd also like to walk you through what exactly our team does and how we approach our work. And finally, I'll give you a brief overview of the themes we've noticed over the time we've been delivering this program. So really succinctly, Evergreen is a national non-for-profit transforming public spaces in our cities to build a healthier future for people and our planet. We work out of the Evergreen Brickworks in Toronto, which we think is a great example of how our vision for cities can come to life. The Brickworks is built on occupied Indigenous territory. It's the traditional homelands of the Wendat and Petun First Nations, the Haudenosaunee, and the Mississaugas of the Credit. The territory is governed by Treaty 13 and is subject to the Dish with One Spoon Wampum Belt Covenant, which is an agreement between the Haudenosaunee and the Anishinaabeg Confederacies and allies to peaceably share and care for the resources around the Great Lakes. And I'm currently residing in that treaty as well. So the program that I'm here to speak with you about today is the Community Solutions Network program. It's led by Evergreen in partnership with Open North. If you haven't heard of Open North, they're an amazing not-for-profit that work alongside governments, civic-focused organizations, and mission-aligned businesses to create and implement transformative digital strategies and data governance frameworks for the common good. Together, we work with communities to build capacity and improve the lives of residents using data and connected technology approaches. I just want to... tech stuff. I think it's important to speak to the program's connection to the Smart Cities Challenge. The program is funded by Infrastructure Canada and was created alongside the challenge. What this means in practice is all resources created through the program are accessible at no cost to community. The purpose is twofold. First, to support applicants, finalists, and winners from the application process all the way through to the implementation of successful proposals. And second, to build on the momentum created by the challenge and continue to build capacity in the use of data and connected technology in tackling challenges at a local level across Canada. We focus on collecting and sharing replicable solutions, best practices, and lessons learned by community and to community across the country. Our goal is to both make information about smart cities approaches accessible to everyone and help communities connect with the right people and partners to see their projects come to life. We work to achieve these goals by designing a program that provides wraparound supports to any community working on a project that uses data and technology approaches to solving local challenges in both official languages. To get a sense of the resources, I'd like to walk you through each of the program activities. So, innovation workshops bring together municipalities, Indigenous communities, municipal networks, academics, and subject matter experts to share information and to try and answer the question of how to best use data, tools, and processes to advance action on emerging issues in our communities, such as climate resilience. In my opinion, one of the most powerful aspects of this resource is the workshops are designed using a regional approach. Canada is a huge country with over 3,000 municipalities and Indigenous communities that all have their own unique challenges. The regional design allows us to speak to the specific nuances of each region and invite the appropriate partners to share their learnings in a way that a pan-Canadian approach doesn't allow for. So to complement and reinforce the interactive events, we also create written resources such as toolkits, research briefs, and white papers. Many of these resources are co-authored with experts from both the private and public sectors from across the country. A real quick note, there are QR codes on several of the following slides that link directly to the resources corresponding pages on our resource hub. I would encourage you to take photos over the course of the presentation. Along with the events, resources, and tools, we also host the podcast Future Fix in collaboration with Spacing Radio. Each podcast episode delves into an idea or innovation that addresses a community challenge. We've covered everything from smart farms to broadband access to public transportation in the suburbs. Our most recent episode on Lac Mégantic is a powerful conversation with local leaders about how the community came together after the tragic train crash to rebuild their community with resilience at its core. Finally, Open North provides advisory services and a community of practice to support municipalities and Indigenous communities in the digital transformation space. It's really important to note again that everything I just went over is accessible at no cost to community. And my apologies for my dog. The Community Solutions Network resources and all of the other resources created by the Evergreen team and our partners are available on the Resource Hub, and I encourage you all to check it out. This slide is simply meant to illustrate the breadth and depth of the program so far. We are really proud to have worked with so many communities across the country. Many of them are speaking at the summit today and have amazing projects to share with you. With that in mind, I'd like to quickly share some of the changes we've seen over the 6+ years that we've been working on this program. Reflecting on the challenge and the projects that came out of it, we saw a very wide range of topics exploring everything from the circular economy of the agricultural sector to energy poverty and everything in between. This was likely due to the design of the challenge. It encouraged communities to think about the ways to solve system-level problems using a data and technology approach. We also saw that many of the applications were led by either the information technology team or a Smart Cities proper team in collaboration with colleagues across the municipality. To that point, one of the biggest challenges I've seen is now projects are coming from all sorts of different departments. I'm not sure that org-wide is the appropriate language to use on the slide, but from my experience, it's more that there's a greater realization that data and tech is connected to everything we do, and it needs to be considered not only as an app or a platform to be applied to a program or policy, but instead it really needs to be embedded in those projects from the beginning. The other big change is that we've seen an increased focus on climate resilience. Now, that might be because Infrastructure Canada has named it as a focus, or it's because of the reality of the impact of climate on our communities. Across the country this summer, we saw forest fires, flooding, and tornadoes. I don't know that there isn't a corner of Canada that hasn't been affected. So it wasn't surprising when a significant number of communities started to come to us with climate change-related challenges. As a result, we responded by designing our resources with resilience as a focus over the past couple of years. If you have any questions about the program or would like to learn more about the resources following the summit, please feel free to reach out to me directly. My contact, oh no, I apologize. I will type my contact information into the chat. This is also, but you can also reach out to Zoda Sohi. She is an amazing colleague of mine who's the program manager of the Community Solutions Network. I'd like to thank you again for joining today's event.